It is true. It is true. I did a little more research, and the reality of it is Marcus from Atlanta Street Interviews impregnated a young lady he
Let's get to the
interviewed.
meat and potatoes. Okay. Sometime around October, we was having a little bit too much fun, and we didn't know it at the time. But we did. We did. That did happen. At this point, it was the first week in December. Honest, right? At that point, I was already kind of getting to the point where it's like it's almost going to be the new year. Kind of ready to get my space back, right? I had felt like I did a good deed by, allowing her to kind of, stay there and do whatever. But, I was starting to get to that point where I was starting to want to reset and get my space back and everything else. But of course, we found out we're pregnant. And I'm 40. I don't have any sons. So I was happy. I was like, man, this is gonna be cool.
Peace, King Messiah. We are back with the finale. This is the conclusion. We're not going to drag this out all 2024. We have so much more content to present. First and foremost, I want to say everybody who just subscribed, I am truly thankful. I appreciate it. Let's build this community one subscriber at a time. So I really appreciate it. Secondly, we're going to just go ahead and give my final thoughts. We're not going to labor this issue. We're not going to drag. This is not a Wendy Williams platform. Okay. But let's get to the topic at hand. The reality of it is Marcus from Atlanta Street Interviews impregnated a young lady he interviewed. Blows my mind. We're going to first and foremost denounce that behavior. We're going to publicly, as men, older men, we're going to publicly draw the line in the sand and say that is not right, that is unacceptable. And I can see how the community feels like that is predatory.
Yeah. So for me, it was never really about, it was really like the triggering point for me once I seen that last interview with the double amputee. It wasn't so much about him flirting. It was just like the level of disrespect I feel like I had seen in the video. It was just like triggering, and it was just on top of trauma that came from the dealings with Marcus overall. Like that on top of me thinking that he had abandoned me in a time of need when I thought that he was going to be there for me.
Now, me being an older man, I don't find it's nothing wrong with older men having a liking to legally younger women. If legally younger women, have no problem with that. That's not what this is about. But if you're dealing with a younger woman and me being an older man and that woman is in a vulnerable state, it is clear that it is wrong. If that woman is in a vulnerable state, then it becomes, it feels predatory because, as older men, we already have our minds are more developed. It's one of those things where when you're dealing with a woman in her younger 20s and the age gap is that big, you have to make sure she is somebody that is, without a reason of doubt, she is somebody who is mature beyond her age and her results will reflect it. It is not a situation where she may be mentally, and I'm not calling the young lady Yana slow. I'm not saying that, but if she's 23, mentally, her mind has not fully developed yet because it develops at 25, fully developed. And because of past life experiences, she might be a little, not as advancedly thinking as fast as the average 23-year-old. Not saying she's slow because she's probably very intelligent. I want to just state that for the record. But we have to publicly denounce it. We're not going to make it seem like we are accepting this type of behavior. We're not going to make excuses for this type of behavior. And I want to say to Marcus, I appreciate you being honest and bringing your flaws to the community.
Listen, guys, again, me personally, I'm all about the interviews. I'm all about, working and bringing fresh new content. I do not want this to be the content. Okay. But it's not just about me. This was not a decision that I made that was solely based on what would happen to me. I had to consider Yana in this situation as well. And sure, I could have been just fine, gone about my business. The other platforms that report on this don't have a whole lot of views, so It's not like it was like really super out there and I'm like getting bombarded or anything like that. But again, I care about Yana. Like, really, I do. And I care about how she feels. I care about her feelings, right? And so I didn't want her up there suffering in silence, unable to speak to people about it. I wanted her to be able to fully express herself, and that's what we're doing. So
I appreciate it. Some would say, well, he had no choice. It was already out. Some would say this is a PR stunt. He truly doesn't really mean it. He just did it to save his brand. That's between him and God. That's between him and God. The reason that he came out and did the live with the young lady, Yana, I hope I'm saying your name right. I commend him for doing it because the average man would have denied it to the grave. I'll ignore it, but he didn't do that. So we want to say, I appreciate that because now I don't have to be, guessing, is it true, is it not? And people like, it's true. And I'm like, nah, he ain't it. Because that's all I've been asking. Is there a video where he's admitting it? And there is a video where he admits it out of his own mouth. So we want to say it's not right. It's not right. By no way can you justify it. Like, you can't justify it. And do we throw the baby out with the bathwater? No, I'm going to continue to watch Atlanta Street interviews. I'm going to continue to watch. I'm sorry. I mean, he interviews some polarizing homeless people and that be it. But let's just be clear. This page will not be a page just about homeless people. Now, to the young lady, Monique, who I helped in the past. Public statement. Listen, even though you made the lies against me, and I, at one point I did kind of feel like you were evil. I want to state, it's never too late to apologize if your heart tells you to. And if your heart tells you to tell the truth to your audience and to the people that support you, at least with me, you don't have to, with anybody else who you made accusations on, that's between you. But at least with me, you know the truth, I know the truth. And just tell your audience that just tell them the truth, which is, I never made not one, I never. And I feel like your karma possibly could start turning around because I heard they say, oh, she's broke down. Her car is the limit. Her car is broke down. And I'm like, listen, you only can live in this darkness. There's only God's side and the other side. You only can live in this unrighteous state for so long before, it may appear to be going right at this time. But because you know the truth, and that shit will burn you up and eat you up inside, knowing that, dang, I really did lie on this person to a whole nother level. He didn't even make not one pass, never even said, he wanted it. Like, it was no flirting going on or any of that. It was all empowerment, which is you can go to school. I'll help you go to school. What majors are you going to what majors are you considering? IT is a good major. Monique, you even went into your diary and said, look, I got, let me show you. I wrote that once upon a time to go to school for IT. And you got a young brother who I consider myself an academic ambassador. I am all about educational empowerment. I received a phone call that interrupted my video. But in conclusion, we want to say we denounce the sexual deviant behavior of Marcus from Atlanta Street interviews. We denounce that. We do not support it. This will be my last time addressing Monique. We also do not respect and we denounce the lies, and we basically don't support any lies. This page will be a page based around positivity. This will be my last time addressing both of these issues, and we will move on to different topics and different content. Our next video is going to express the importance of education. So stay tuned, and for all the homeless people out there, you're going to want to listen to this video because it's going to show you how education in America is one of the most important tools that you can use to getting yourself off of your feet and getting some momentum going in your life. This page is not going to be a Wendy Williams page. This page is not going to be a gossiping page. We want to empower our audience. We want to inspire our audience and continue to support, subscribe, leave comments, thumbs up. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay, we are building something based around positivity and righteousness. And with that being said, I truly appreciate your support. King Messiah, stay tuned. Hey, this is King Messiah. We out.